Welcome back to the Dividend Diplomats YouTube channel, guys. You've got Bert, the Hurt, and Lanny, the DD, the best dividend investors on YouTube channel because we're trying to reach the millions and millions of dividend investors out there. Three stocks, one industry. Which one's the best stock to buy, or are they all just stocks to not buy right now?
Before we jump in, smash that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up. You know what you gotta do. Help us get to 18, 19, and then 20,000 subscribers so we can keep growing. Everyone's favorite, self-proclaimed everyone's favorite Dividend YouTube channel.
Hey, somebody
And
try to prove me wrong. Prove
yeah,
us wrong.
yeah, we're gonna fight about it. That's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna talk about three stocks today. We're gonna run them through our screener. We're gonna look at the metrics. Our screener, PE ratio less than the S&P 500, payout ratio less than 60%, history of increasing dividends, and that bonus metric, the dividend yield.
Bert, lately you've been, partaking in a little tradition almost on many of these videos. You're not doing it right now. And again, guys, meanwhile, we are recording this on September 14th at night, so just keep that in mind. But if you haven't caught it, Bert's been drinking like a Miller Lite every now and again on this channel. Wolverine in the can and just, chugging it down or, whatever you call it. What's that shotgun in the beers? Man, he's just the
Yeah,
Miller Lite. So
I
I was
picked
like, you know what? We'll go ahead, Bert.
no, I picked a bad night to drink water for my video. Shame on me. Shame on me for having water.
Yeah, we'll definitely change that up on the next time, especially guys. Let us know by the way if you want the band to get back together to record some videos. Let us know. Drop that in the comments. So we figured, let's talk about some beer stocks. Let's talk. I almost looked like a beer for a second there, by the way, Bert. So let's talk about beer. We've got some big companies. We're not going to talk about Diageo right now. Obviously, we're a little bit away from now the Anheuser, Busch, Bud, uh, you know, snafu here, but we wanted to start looking at the industry because will times start to get actually like more tough here? Will consumers start shifting to just chugging beers and going to bed? You know, when times
Or
get tough, the tough get drinking.
yeah, I mean it is a sin stock, right? This is something that people don't typically give up when the times are bad. And I think like it's not just home consumer beers either. Look at the stadiums. Look how much beer is drank at sporting events. It's everywhere. So it's a good time to take a look at these stocks
The
and see,
Beerios.
yeah, and check it out and see what is going on. It'll be fun. We talked about pizza last week. We're going to talk about beer this week.
Hey, pizza and beer, beer and pizza. What better channel to be at, guys? So make sure to like and subscribe. So today we're going to feature three beer stocks. One is going to be Bud, Anheuser-Busch. The next one is STZ, not to be confused with STD. Ugh. We're talking Constellation Brands there. And then we're going into Coors, Molson, or Molson Coors. Ticker symbol is TAP, tap out.
Yeah,
Makes me think of TKO with the WWE right now.
that's a fun one. Tap, beer tap. I like that one there for a core. So
They've got a good selection. Actually, Bert, what are some of the beers, that Bud, what are some of the brands here that Bud owns? Let's go
all
through some
right,
brands.
Bud Light, Michelob, Busch, Natty, Coors, everyone's favorite. Wait a second. What's that? Is this is this a Natty Daddy challenge video right here, Lanny? Are we going
All
through
right, all
this?
right.
I
If
mean,
we
we
get
have to.
this video to how many likes? You want to do 400 today, Bert?
I don't want to, but of course, let's do 400 likes.
400 likes, Natty Daddy. I haven't done one, so I think it's my turn. So if we get this to 400, I will drink a Natty Daddy on the next time we
Bless,
record.
bless your heart. All right, so 400 likes, everybody. Let's get that Natty Daddy. Make Lanny drink it so we can all enjoy that. They also have Stella, Landshark, Goose Island, and Breckenridge. Because remember, Bud went through that big phase where they were scooping up all of the
Microbrew,
craft
yeah,
brewery, yeah, and then
yeah.
expanding their distribution. So that's a big thing. How they have a lot of random breweries, a lot of great brands in the back end of their portfolio too, to complement their water, aka Bud Light, Natty Light, etc.
A little water. And then Constellation Brands, on the other hand, have a pretty tight-knit brand portfolio. They have Corona, Modelo, Pacifico. They have a lot of wine and spirits. The Robert Mondavi is a pretty popular one. I think they have also Empathy with Gary Vaynerchuk, so that's pretty cool. Cooks they own as well, the sparkling wine, Svedka vodka, so they've got some of that. So not a huge portfolio, but heavily concentrated in a few niche brands there with Constellation Brands.
All right, so let's talk about Coors. You got Coors, Molson, obviously. Blue Moon, Zoa Energy, Vizzy, Topo Chico, Sol, Peroni, um, Miller, of course. Yeah, well, I don't know why I questioned that. Miller, that one, I don't know what. All right, I need to get a Miller after fumbling through that one. Line and Kugel, Keystone, and Foster. So that,
And and there's a ton more
yeah,
on Pap's itinerary.
yeah, there's a lot. So that's why fun. We're gonna have some fun with this one. Let's see how the metrics play out here, Landy. What do you think?
Yeah. Let's go stock by stock. Again, the current S&P 500 is PE, by the way, is 25.72. So we'll be comparing that as a nice benchmark to this industry right now. But let's talk about Bud. This Bud's for you guys, or maybe not for you right now. So the stock price is 56.85. Analysts expecting $3.09. That price to earnings for Bud, not too bad at 18.4, more than likely decline in stock price because of the advertising incidents.
Good stuff. Their annual dividend is 82 cents. That goes in a payout ratio of 26%.
Yeah, they kind of do like a one time a year dividend that's pretty volatile. So there's like no dividend growth, no dividend growth history. They pay a small chunk of their earnings because one thing about the brewery industry is it's a heavy capital, intensive, industry. You need machines, you need big plants, you need ingredients, you need, something to hold the actual liquid, and then you need to outsource or source, your delivery methods to the retailers. So it's a pretty capital intensive business, if I can just say that.
And also with it too, there is some pricing pressure on there too. You can only raise the price so much for these beers. If you price your beer too high, you're not going to win. So you can't jack up the beer much higher as fast as the cost because
Yeah.
we're just going to stop buying it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to switch from Natty Light to beer 30 if that happens.
Yeah, you got to make sure. That's why you buy Natty Light, because you get 30 cans in a case, not 24.
So
Uh,
yeah, the yield though is at 1.45%, so a little bit below the S&P 500. The 5-year yield average is 1.84 based on Dividend Investors website. So yielding below the 5-year yield average. And then stock price is down this year about 5%, but up 16% since last year.
we got to bring back the Natty Caddies, apparently. We got to bring that promotion back. Maybe that'll be what turns it around for Budweiser.
Um,
It's all right.
400 likes, guys. Natty Daddy, just remember.
1840 PE ratio, payouts ratio is 27%. No history of increasing dividends. Yield 1.45%. Year to date down 4.61%. That's Budweiser. Bud, everybody. Let's talk Constellation Land. You want to kick off the PE?
Let's kick it off. $262.85 stock price. Earnings right now, $11.67 projected, 22.5 PE. So definitely priced higher. And that's probably because the 15% surge in stock price this year alone. So that's the PE, 22 and a half.
Annual dividend is $3.56. That's a 30.5% payout ratio. So it's right in line with Budweiser, not too far off, still below our perfect payout ratio range.
But at least STZ is growing that dividend 6+ years at an average rate of about 6.25%. So pretty solid, if I can say so, on the dividend growth rate. Pretty consistent. Again, 7 years, you got to like it.
Yep. Yield 1.35%. That's pretty much in line with their 5-year average. Their 5-year average is 1.41%.
Yeah. So again, up 15 and a half this year, up 9 and a quarter since last year. So it's interesting. You could probably see some of that market share from Bud, and the share price of the competitors to Bud swinging this year since the incident. And it's actually interesting that even with that, though, Bud's still outperforming STZ on an annual basis here from dating back to last September. But again, a 22.5 PE, 30% payout ratio, 6.25% growth rate for 7+ years, 1.35% yield.
Let's talk Coors. Their price is $63.79. EPS is $5.01. That's a 12.73 PE ratio.
Okay.
Yeah,
Lowest out of the trio there.
Silver bullets, the silver train's the cheapest. So here we go.
Let's vent.
Yeah, the vent. It's the one I've never had. I've never been a big Coors Light fan. If you see, over the years I've drank Bud Light, Miller Lite in the channel, never Coors. That's not my.
There was a phase where in college, I think a group of my friends that at the time obsessed with Coors.
Yeah, Coors, Keystones. Everyone went through one of those. Yeah.
I don't know about the Keystones for me, but
Yeah, oh, I know. We didn't have the fancy Coors Lights.
Keystone. Remember that commercial?
Oh, of course. And what was it? The Keystones. Someone's had to fact check me on this one. They were the dented Coors Lights can, so every Keystone can had a dent on it. That was the fun part of the game. That soaked up a lot of time in college for us trying to find the dents. All right. Let me know if someone else, if I'm just making that up, let me know that too. Because I'd be curious or if that was something we made up down at OSU.
Low PE ratio. What's the payout ratio look
Yeah.
like?
Sorry, I digress. Payout ratio is 32.73%. That annual dividend's $1.64.
Wow. So again, kind of in the industry, it's pretty common then to have a lower payout ratio, probably because of pricing, because of cost.
Well,
Makes
yeah, and
sense.
what you said too, with how capital intensive it is, it makes a lot of sense.
And for acquisition moves, maybe you want to, keep a little bit more in the coffers so that you can acquire some of these other beverages. So
Yeah.
they've been increasing ish, for 2 years, but I'm going with a 0% growth rate because about 5 years ago, their dividend was at 41 cents per share per quarter, and they were raising that. Pandemic happened, and then they kind of stopped. And then when they resumed it, it was lower, but now they're back to 41. So they're at 41, no growth rate, but they've been increasing their dividend back since they resumed it in 21. So they've got 2 years of increases.
Beautiful. And their yield is 2.57%. That's below their 5-year average. 284. That's the third one in this analysis. All of these companies have yields that are below their 5-year average.
It's probably because TAP is also up 29% this year, up 25% since last year.
Yeah.
So 12 PE, 33% payout ratio, 2 years of growing the dividend, 2.5% yield. So definitely far superior than the other two for the income investor out there.
Yeah.
Plus they own Peroni.
That's a big one too. And I'd also say of the three,
I
if you
like
put the
Peroni
metrics
too.
up side by side, they're the value too. So if you're going to talk about which one has the highest yield and is trading at the best value from a perspective, of course.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's
Interesting.
yeah. So here's the question: are you buying any of these companies, Lanny?
I'm personally not rushing to buy them, but I'm going to keep TAP on my watch list. If I see that dividend yield get closer, maybe 2.75, which, let's do a little math here. $1.64 divided by 275. They get down to the $60 range of the stock price, 59.64 from a technical standpoint. Would it be, I might try to see if I can move some assets around because just the fact of owning Peroni, it's like, dang it, why don't I own it?
Pair with your Armamino food investment. Lanny's going to get all the
Yes,
Italian stocks.
the Italians, the Italian sliver to Lanny's portfolio is untouchable.
Does Tyson have Capicola?
Hey, yo, hey, you, what do you think about this? These
Yeah, I
three?
mean, I think I'm gonna sit here on the sidelines. None of them own Manischewitz, so I'm not that interested in it. Yeah, anyway, all right. That's a bad joke, so I think we're gonna end it on that one. Everybody, let us know what you think of these three beer stocks. Are you buying? What are you watching here? Let us know what your thoughts are.
And let us know what you're drinking, guys. Again, if we get to 400 likes, you might get to see this guy drink a natty daddy, unfortunately.
I
Yeah, let
I don't
us know
even
what
want
other.
us to. Just stop it at 3.99 likes. I don't want you to go through that lane.
As Bert creates a new Google account, let us know what other stocks you're buying. Keep us posted, keep saving, keep investing, get to financial freedom. Guys, you're either with us or you're against us. That
Yeah.
was Bert and Lanny from the DD. Over and out.